Hello. On behalf of the Sheep Hill Astronomical Association, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of What's in the Sky. I know it's been a while since our last get together, so let's just jump in and continue. We'll have a look at a summer constellation, Leo, and we'll also take a look to see what else is up there. But first, a little update on two comets. Both Comet Swan and Comet Atlas are pretty close to the Sun. Swan made its closest approach on May 27th, and Atlas made its closest approach on May 31st. So they're still tied to the Sun right now. Tough to see. Comet Swan, from now until about June 10th, you can catch it at the end of twilight as it goes from the eastern edge of Perseus into Auriga and climbs higher in the northwestern sky. Okay, so let's talk about Leo. Leo is one of the oldest recognized constellations. There's archaeological evidence that the Mesopotamians had a similar constellation as early as 4000 BCE. The Persians, the Turks, the Syrians, and other cultures all named the star pattern Lion. In Babylonian astronomy, the constellation was known as the Great Lion, and the bright star Regulus was known as the star that stands at the lion's breast. Regulus was also known as the king star. In Greek mythology, Leo was called the Nemean lion, which was killed by Heracles, or if you were Roman, Hercules. And that's how I'll speak of him. During the first of his 12 labors, the Nemean lion would take women as hostages to its cave to lure warriors from nearby towns to save the damsels in distress. This always resulted in a tragic end to those warriors because the lion was impervious to weaponry. Hercules realized that in order to defeat the lion, he would have to fight it with his bare hands. So he slipped into the cave and engaged the lion in some close-quarter combat. When the lion pounced, Hercules caught it in midair with one hand grabbing a foreleg and one hand grabbing a back leg and bending the lion backwards until its back was broken. Hercules freed the maidens. Good for him. Zeus celebrated this labor by placing the lion in the sky for all eternity. While many of the stars in Leo have been given names, most of them just go by their Greek designation, Alpha, Beta, Theta. Alpha Leonis is known as Regulus and is a blue-white star with a magnitude of 1.34, and means it's pretty bright, and it's about 77.5 light years from Earth. It's actually a double star that will resolve in binoculars with a secondary star at a magnitude of 7.7, so that's pretty faint. As with all constellations, the stars are at varying distances from Earth, and in the case of Leo, they're anywhere between 33 and 621 light years away. There are a number of deep sky objects in Leo: M65, M66, M95, M96, M105, and NGC 3628 are all in the constellation. M65 and M66 are very close to one another, as are M95, M96, and M101. So not only do we have deep sky objects related to Leo, there are also two meteor showers associated with Leo. The Leonids meteor shower takes place every November, peaking around November 14th and 15th. And what's actually happening is the Earth is flying through remnants from Comet Tempel-Tuttle. There's also a minor shower in January called, aptly enough, the January Leonids. This usually lasts from January 1st through the 7th. It's not a very exciting one. Very few meteors are seen per hour. So how do we find Leo? Well, you can go to our friend the Big Dipper and follow the two outer bowl stars or the two interval stars down, and a short distance away, you'll be right in the middle of Leo. And you look for that familiar reverse question mark pattern, and there you are. What else are we going to see?
Well, as far as planets go, you can see that Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are all in the sky. However, Venus is in the sky during the day along with the Sun, so it's pretty much invisible. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn all rise late and set early. And you can see through the graphic changes that they change their rise and set times every day, along with the moon and the sun as well.
One very cool thing you should do is go to spotthestation.nasa.gov and register to get alerts on when the ISS is visible in your area. It's pretty cool to watch that just dot of light track across the sky. First, it's brighter than any airplane that's up there. And second, it's about 260 miles up and there are human beings on it. That's really cool. Well, that's it for another edition of What's in the Sky. On behalf of the Sheeple Astronomical Association, thanks for joining me. Stay safe, stay well, keep looking up.